Europe may be in recovery, but it still faces high levels of unemployment, increasing levels of social exclusion, and widening social inequalities between different member states and regions. The Europe 2020 strategy establishes 5 headline targets for the European Union. These include targets to increase employment 75% by 2020 and have 20 million fewer people in or at risk of poverty and social exclusion. Newcastle is a city that has been particularly hard hit by the economic crisis and the decline of its more traditional industries in the 1970s and 80s, such as mining and manufacturing. For the past few decades, the city has experienced high levels of unemployment and widening inequalities.
Over the last 30 years, the businesses that have employed people in the city have totally changed from kind of heavy engineering businesses to much more IT and service work, and that means that we've got to be active in trying to make sure that we've got employees who are ready to meet those jobs' needs.
Newcastle Futures aims to increase the number of people in employment in the city through a hands-on integrated approach and by assisting those that are furthest from the labour market in their local community.
When I came to Newcastle Futures, I met Nicola and she gave me the confidence to kind of look at other avenues. Now I have the confidence to go back to school, to college, to become a teaching assistant.
Newcastle Futures works in partnership with local institutions including Job Centre Plus, Westgate Community College and the city's libraries and youth centre to integrate services. Newcastle Futures is managed as an independent, not-for-profit organisation with income from Newcastle City Council and Job Centre Plus. The combination of the national objectives from Job Centre Plus and the local objectives from the City Council reduces duplication and produces a more affordable option.
National objectives as well as local objectives meet as one and integration, which in turn not only helps the community and the individual, but actually saves resources.
The unique aspect of Newcastle Futures is that it meets the needs of people from a range of backgrounds who are experiencing specific challenges in accessing employment. It does so by coming into their community, meeting them in a space familiar and comfortable to them, from cafes, creches, housing offices, libraries and local youth centres like Space 2.
Once you've got a person like Lisa in a youth facility, you don't have to go to some kind of high-end building to go look for a job. People get quite nervous about big buildings sometimes, I guess. You know what I mean? It's going into a formal setting where if it's in a chilled out place like this, which is a youth centre, you can feel more calm in the environment of getting a job.
It's about enabling people to deliver for themselves rather than have it done to them. It's about empowering people so that they learn about what's happening in employment, what's happening in training, trying to help them to release what's inside them and then signpost them and help them into employment thereafter.
Since 2007, Newcastle Futures has successfully helped thousands of people find work. As part of its service, it also supports people with budget management, advising on further education and courses, how to claim benefits, all the while building up people's self-confidence.
They helped me with my CV and things, and they gave me confidence to know that I was actually good enough. They gave me interview techniques. I was actually able to volunteer in one of their outreach centres where I got a chance to actually work with customers and people like me. Even after I got into work, Nicola helped me find the job that I'm in now, and I'm so happy that now I'm finally nearly passing my management qualification.
Local initiatives like Newcastle Futures can help to combat unemployment in Europe. Cities and national government should work together to help people to find employment. We need smart social investment if progress is to be made on the employment and poverty targets of Europe 2020. We need an EU urban agenda that recognises the role cities play in fostering a smart, sustainable and inclusive Europe.
I think cities and local authorities, big cities in particular, have an absolutely crucial role inside the Europe 2020 process. You need to have local solutions tailored to the local labour market, working with local actors, and cities have the scale to be able to pull together those actors into workable programmes.
Newcastle Futures is an example of best practice in tackling social inclusion and increasing employment through integrating services at local level which can be easily replicated in cities across Europe. Eurocities, as a network of European cities, facilitates the sharing of these good practices through mutual learning and open exchanges.